Hey, hello, what's up, guys? So this week we're back with a special react episode to this week's episode on the Survivor Second Chance. So today we're going to be talking about the tribe swap. In the last episode, in the premiere previews in the last episode, they mentioned how this week they're going to be going from their 2 tribes into 3. Some crazy stuff is happening. So I'm Rachel.
And I'm Alyssa. Thanks for viewing and subscribing, guys. We're really excited to have you here. So let's get started. So we previously had the 2 tribes of Takeo and Bion, and now they're splitting into Takeo, Bion, and then Angor. And this has never happened before in Survivor history. They've always condensed tribes, or they kept the same number. They've never expanded from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or anything of that sort. So Rachel, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, crazy history being made. So I guess we'll just go through each of the tribes. So I'll just name them and then list the people for all of us watching. So Takeo is now Sierra, Joe, Cass, Keith, Kelly Wentworth, and Terry Dietz. Bion is Jeremy, Kelly Wigglesworth, Spencer, Kim, Steven, and Monica. And then Angor is Abby, Jeff, peih-gee, Andrew, Tasha, and Woo. So should we start talking about Takeo, Alyssa?
Takeo. I feel like each of these tribes kind of has their obvious underdog, and I feel like Keith is the underdog on this tribe just because the rest of them I feel like are more or less connected to each other in some way, and they're all valuable in some way to the challenges, but I don't really think Keith is gonna be.
Stick to the plan.
As for like relationships within the tribe, I feel like the new school kids are definitely going to be getting together. Joe and Kelly Wentworth and Cass and Sierra probably will form an alliance based on their new tribe, and I bet you Keith will be the first boot from there, so we'll see how that goes.
So yeah, in this Takeo tribe, Sierra, Joe, and Cass were all, and Keith, they were all in the same tribe before, and Kelly Wentworth and Terry are the 2 from the other tribe. So we could, if Sierra, Joe, Cass, and Keith wanted to stay together from their original tribe, they could potentially do that. We don't really know much about their previous tribe relations since Bion never went to tribal council, so we don't really know if people are annoyed with each other on that tribe yet. So that should be really interesting. But yeah, I definitely, none of these people played on the same season, so that's interesting.
There could be pre-game stuff that we also don't know about, though. I don't see this new Takeo tribe going to tribal council very soon, just because Terry Dietz and Joe, I feel like, will definitely support them physically, and Kelly Wentworth isn't weak either. I feel like Cass is good at their puzzles, so.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Joe's a challenge beast. Terry had 5 individual immunities. Keith had a lot of immunities in his season. So those 3 guys are definitely very strong. They're all challenge beasts. And yeah, Sierra, Cass, and Kelly Wentworth aren't like weak. They can hold their own weight. So that should be, they're a strong tribe, I feel like.
So
yeah. But Keith, though, I don't know. He's always like not really sure what's happening, so hopefully
he doesn't play the best social game possible, so.
And then he spits a lot.
So I guess Bion tribe next.
Yes, so that's Jeremy, Wigglesworth, Spencer, Kimmy, Steven, and Monica.
I feel like that one's in trouble just from the very first impression that I get, because Kim, Steven, Monica aren't really that great at challenges. Spencer's okay, so's Kelly Wigglesworth. I don't really remember much about Jeremy's performance in challenges, so.
Yeah, definitely, like, Jeremy, Wigglesworth, and Spencer are strong. Steven's good at puzzles. Kimmy was on the puzzle for the last Muni challenge, but then she, like, swapped out, so. And Monica, I don't know, she's getting better, I guess, but she is, like, the smallest female, so props to her. But definitely, out of all of the 3 new tribes, I think that Bion is the weakest one.
Yeah, Bion is my pick to lose the next immunity challenge. So we could
Me
both be
too.
right about our guesses for who's going to be the next boot, just because they're both on what we perceive to be the weakest tribe. So
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting. None of these people have like played the previous season together. Wigglesworth and yeah, Wigglesworth and Spencer are the 2 from the other tribe, and then Jeremy, Kimmy, Steven, and Monica were all together before the tribe swap. So I
yep.
really feel like Steven and Spencer could potentially work together. It's a good thing for them, tribe swap, a new life, because both of them were sort of like on the outs with their original tribe.
Especially Spencer, because if there was not a tribe swap, he'd probably be the next to go after Shireen. So
Yeah, and definitely both of them are like intellectual. They both love the game, so I feel like that's good for them, a potential ally so they can work together. Potential problem might be Jeremy, because in the last episode we saw how Savage told Jeremy, "Oh, Steven's like thinking you're trying to find the idol after Savage's wife's story." So hopefully Jeremy doesn't have anything out for Spence or Steven.
I think that the thing that Steven and Spencer both really need is a strong ally, though. So I think that it's very possible that they could end up aligned in the next episode.
Yeah, definitely. If Jeremy wants to do his like alpha male kind of thing, he would probably want to align with like Wigglesworth and Spencer, and maybe he'd pull in Steven now, even though Steven wasn't in his original alpha male alliance.
Yeah, I feel like Steven would be a better choice for Jeremy than Kim or Monica, especially if he's trying to get the numbers on his side, since they need a 4-2 majority in order to keep the numbers on their side definitively instead of a 3-3 where there could be swingers.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide in a 6-person alliance. You're either in or you're on the outs.
So, third tribe is the Angor tribe. It's named after Angkor Wat temples, obviously, just like Takeo and Bion were both named after specific temples. And on the Angor tribe is Abby, Jeff, peih-gee, Andrew, Tasha, and Wu.
So funny, our BFFs, Abby and peih-gee, are still together. It'd be interesting to see how these tribes were actually picked, if it were like a buff bag or if it were random or if like it was like a schoolyard kind of pick.
I feel like Abby's probably not going to make it very long just because she lost her main ally in Terry Deeds. And that's not going to be very good just because he was the one who sort of kept her safe and pulled her into his alliance.
Yeah, definitely. On a
I can
6-person,
definitely.
yeah, on a
Hmm?
6-person tribe, you can't really have like that cancer annoying person because that'll definitely ruin their team morale. And Abby, like she's sort of good in challenges, but I mean, if they wanted to make the tribe stronger, she would be a good first boot out of that tribe.
Just because making the tribe stronger doesn't always necessarily mean physically, because sometimes you got to get the physical, like, if they're good physically, but they're really bad for your tribe mentality as a whole, it might be better to get them out just so your tribe can work better together as a team.
Yeah, definitely. You can't have that one person like demoralizing everyone. So yeah, interesting. So Abby, Jeff Varner, peih-gee, and Wu were all on the same tribe before, and so Savage and Tasha are the 2 outs if they wanted to keep their tribe like same alliances from before.
What I thought was really interesting is that all 3 of the people from Brains versus Beauty versus Brawn, the 3 Brains, Cass, Spencer, and Tasha, still ended up on different tribes. I was really looking forward to them being together, being a power trio.
So maybe it wasn't random pick because there's, I don't know, the possibility of none of them. Like Wu and Tasha are together, but the possibilities of like all of them being separate like that seem small.
I mean, I don't know. Kind of depends.
Yeah, so tribe strength. Savage is strong, Tasha's good at challenges, Wu is.
Varner's pretty good.
Yeah, last time him rolling down those A-frames though.
I feel like of all the tribes, I'd probably put Takeo and Angor probably about the same, just because peih-gee and Abby I feel like are a lot stronger than Sierra and Cass as far as like physically goes. It could just be me, but I feel like they lack a lot of the mental fortitude that they need. Like Tasha was obviously on the brains tribe, but I feel like if she's the one responsible for all the puzzles, eventually she's gonna burn out.
Yeah, I think Takeo is definitely my pick for the strongest tribe. Like Sierra's good at puzzles. I think Cass is good at puzzles, and then
Yeah,
Keith and Terry, they're all strong pros, and Joe and
Takeo's
Wentworth.
most balanced. So
Yeah, and then yeah, definitely Angor is the second most strong tribe. They got a lot of good people on there, and then I would say Bion is the weakest out of these.
yeah, putting Kimmy, Steven, and Monica together is not exactly a recipe for success.
They got the smarts.
But smarts doesn't always help you, as we saw before. So
Yeah, hopefully Steven can actually break some branches this time. It'd be interesting to see if the tribes have to build their shelter anew, or if Takeo and Bion get the old shelters and then just Angor has to build a new shelter.
I see no reason why they'd make everyone rebuild new shelters, just because I feel like a lot of the times for the reward for being like one of the existing tribes already is to get to keep this shelter. Like in tribal merges, they traditionally go to the better shelter, so I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, last season they made them rebuild the shelter, and then I think like Fiji, did they make them rebuild shelters? I forget, but I don't know. We'll see. Because then it sort of sucks for Angor. They got the short end of the stick and have to rebuild when Bion has freaking hammocks on their on their beach.
Yeah, and Anchor doesn't even get Survivor MacGyver, so
Yeah, who's gonna build the shelter there? Andrew Savage and Wu and Varner.
probably.
All the rest are beach people.
Yeah. Old school versus new school. We'll have a big trouble there on Anchor. I feel like the old school versus new school are pretty balanced, though.
Yeah, on each tribe. It
Except for
has
maybe in
good.
Bion, they have a lot more new school, I think. Because Spencer, Steve, and Monica are all new school, and I feel like Jeremy could also be considered new school, just in the way he's played his game thus far.
Yeah, and just by like seasons, we got season 1 and then season 2, and then Monica's 19, Steven's 18, and then Spencer and Jeremy are all recent. So that's interessante. So do we want to see who's our pick for the tribe that's going to lose? And then our vote out pick, third person voted out of Survivor Season 31.
I think we can both agree that Bion is gonna lose.
Yeah, I agree. I think because yeah, in immunities like this, the first two will win, I think, and not go to tribal. I think Bion will be the last place in this immunity challenge.
The only problem I could foresee is with Joe, Keith, and Terry. I feel like that could be a lot of headbutting as far as the right way to do it. So,
Yeah, Golden Boy Joe is always right.
yeah. So, I feel like Bion is the most likely, but I wouldn't be surprised if Takeo lost either.
Yeah, all of them, all three tribes look they're pretty fair, pretty even. So Bion is just looking a little bit weaker, but Survivor's so unpredictable. They could screw up on a puzzle or something like blindfolded challenges. Those are hard.
Oh, blindfolder. Oof. They always like scare me a little when they do the blindfolded challenges, just because someone always ends up getting hurt.
Yeah, they always like walk into stuff really hard, and like last season Kelly had her head bashed in.
Yeah, it's like you would figure if you were walking blindfolded, you'd like move your arms because like there are people who have the blindfolds and they'll have their arms like straight out in front of them. And I'm like, guys, the obstacles aren't gonna be right in front of your face.
Yeah, you gotta sort of crouch forward a little and like put your arms out.
You gotta like wave them up and down.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Who do you think is gonna be the third boot of this season?
Do you want to go first?
I went first last time.
I don't know if I should keep it the same because the one we filmed on Friday for the recap of season 31 episode 2, we just like willy-nilly guessed since the tribes weren't released yet. So I said Kimmy out of whim. And she's on the Bion tribe, what do we know? And so I don't know if I should stay with her or switch it up because
I feel
yeah.
like if you end up switching and she ends up getting booted, then you're just gonna be really angry at yourself.
Yeah, I know, hindsight bias, right? But
Yeah.
I really, like this tribe, it doesn't have a lot of strong, like physical players, so they wouldn't really want to get rid of Jeremy because then they just keep on losing challenges, or like
Yeah.
Wigglesworth, they would continuously lose the next immunity challenges. So, yeah, I guess I'll stay with Kimmy. She's probably one of the weaker ones on that tribe, and I feel like Monica will fit in better with the rest of the tribe, and Kimmy will be more on the outs, so she'd be a good first boot out of that tribe.
Well, I am going to have to go back on my previous vote of Jeremy, just because, like, as you said, he's really the main muscle of the Bion tribe, and I don't see them voting him out unless he does something really stupid socially.
Mm.
So I think I'm gonna go with your vote of Kimmy. So
Oh my God!
I'll copy you.
Oh, now
The
it's
last
not gonna
time I copied
happen.
you and it didn't end up working out very well, so
I know. Steven could go home. I hope not. Like, Jeremy might still dislike him from that whole idol thing, and then he might be like, "Let's get Steven out," because I don't know. Steven's got to redeem himself this episode. I really want to see him do some good.
yeah. Something has to happen, otherwise Steven's gonna sink.
Yeah, I know. No more trying to break those sticks. He's gotta do something good so he can prove himself to the tribe or find the idol.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much good an idol would do him though, because I feel like it would only end up delaying the inevitable. Since they've already had their tribal swap, he needs to make it to when they get to the merge, so
Yeah, do you think that they'll keep these 3 tribes and then they'll go to the merge at like 14 or 12? Or do you think that the 3 tribes and then at 14 they'll switch back into 2 tribes, then at like 12 they'll merge?
I feel like if they did the thing where they switched to 3 tribes and then switched back to 2, everyone would just kind of be like annoyed with them.
They gotta
It's
throw some
too much
curveballs.
travel switching though. It doesn't even like impede the strategic game. It's just like annoying. So I
Yeah.
I think they're gonna wait until it's down to 12 and then they'll just do the merge. They'll
Yeah, I
probably
guess
have like a
if
double
they
elimination.
yeah, if they switch back into 3 or 2 at like 14, then everyone like on the season would have like played with each other, so then everyone would know each other like
Yeah.
from the game before.
It would pretty much just be like merging except for you wouldn't be able to vote off everyone. So that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes, I mean, we'll see. I'm really excited I feel like this will be a great episode. I mean, their facial reactions when Jeff Probst said we're switching from 2 to 3 was priceless.
It's going to be great to see and great to see how the new tribes interact with each other just because it has a lot of potential for interesting chemistry.
Yeah, I think the name of this episode is like We've Got a Rat. So, do we want to predict who this rat will be?
Rats and snakes, snakes and rats.
Oh, is it
I feel like
foreshadowing?
the "we've got a rat" thing, it could not be a clear reference to Kelly Wigglesworth than that. So,
Okay, we think Kelly Wigglesworth is the rat.
I mean, it would make sense logically, seeing as the very first tribal council ever of Survivor Kelly Wigglesworth was the rat. So
True. Didn't Tony call Wu a weasel? Are rats and weasels close?
weasels and rats are both rodents, but I don't think they're close enough.
Yeah,
So,
I like the Wigglesworth reference if it is a rat equaling Wigglesworth.
so I guess we'll just have to see.
Yes, so thank you everyone for watching, right?
We
So we'll
look
see you
forward to seeing you on Friday.
Friday.
Bye.
Bye.